Hello, Hum Hum community. Happy New Year. New Year, new you, new us as a community. My name is Dr. Eileen, and I am one of the mental health practitioners that works with Hum Hum. I co-facilitate the Conscious State Practice Group every other Saturday. We will be meeting this coming Saturday on January the 8th. And if interested, please join us. You can visit the website to register. We are talking about new beginnings, and today we'll be discussing self-empowerment by embracing new and activating the new in our daily lives. So one of the things that I'd like to remind everyone as we're moving into the new year, we're about a week in. Let's all stay hydrated. Let's, work on just being our personal best, doing those ADLs, activities of daily living, maintaining a healthy routine, whatever that looks like for you, whether that's affirmations, physical fitness, meditation, yoga, taking walks, being in nature. Let's just continue to strive to be our personal best and maintain those healthy routines that actually work for us and help us to stay self-regulated. All of these practices contribute to the way that we show up in the world as self-empowered humans, and it also impacts the types of relationships that we attract into our lives, as well as our ability to maintain those healthy, relationships, those dynamic relationships. So as we think about self-empowerment, let's remember that we are our own best truth. You are your own best truth. Your thoughts, your ideas, your feelings, your observations, your perceptions, they are important to you. They may be very different from family members or from friends' perspectives, but they are your truth. And if they are aligned with your values and your experiences, you are your very own best truth. And so I'd like to also remind you that in a new unit of time, and a new unit of time can be a few years later, it can be a few months, it can be a few moments, it can be a few seconds. In a new unit of time, we have the ability to recreate ourselves. We can reinvent ourselves, and we can recode to new practices that are aligned with our current mindset and our current values. So let's say that 2021 was very difficult for you emotionally or relationally. Well, in a new unit of time, you have the ability, dialing into your own best truth, you're being self-referent, going within, you can recreate, reinvent, and recode to a new paradigm now based on what's appropriate for you now. So many of us are conditioned to look outside of ourselves for whatever answers we're looking for, and that includes dating. But it's time, especially with 2022, it's time for us to begin to go inward. It's time for us to get quiet, get still, and be self-referent in terms of what really works for us and what is truly aligned for us. So again, we're talking about self-empowerment by embracing and activating the new. And hello, thank you for joining. Nice to see you. So there's something called groupthink. I'm sure many of you have heard of this term, groupthink. We often see groupthink show up in places of work, in business. There'll be groups of people, groups of staff, groups of managers thinking a certain way, and everybody just sort of takes on that thought process. It becomes the culture, of the company. Families can take on groupthink. Friends can take on groupthink. And groupthink is an interesting dynamic because, if you're brainstorming, if you have sort of like one of those mastermind groups and you're brainstorming for everyone to achieve a certain goal, let's say fitness, let's say it's a weight loss group, and you're going to walk and you're going to run and you're going to watch your diet, then the group think in that dynamic is very healthy because it maintains a level of accountability and everybody's on the same page in terms of what the goals are, and everyone has their mantra, and their routine, and they're sticking to it. But when it comes to personal matters, in terms of our personal preferences about our lives, as well as especially with who we're dating, groupthink can really be very toxic, because we begin to form ideas that maybe wouldn't have been our original thoughts. We begin to endorse the idea of the group, whether it's the well-meaning family or the well-meaning friends, and we start coming up with these shoulds. I should this. I shouldn't date that person. That person's not okay. I really like them, but I'm going to go with what my family's saying, or I'm going to go with what my friends are saying. And I'm certainly not saying don't listen to family and don't take advice from time to time from people who are wise. But we have to remember that when we listen to others, we are taking on their ideas about what's right for them, as well as what they believe is right for us, which oftentimes is completely not true. What they want for us, oftentimes isn't what we want at all. And so learning in 2022 to disconnect from the tendency to be in group think will be very helpful for us. So let's talk about what happens when we are in group think. We become object referent instead of self-referent. Object referent is when we go outside of ourselves to an object, a person, a thing, a resource, to get the answers that are probably already intrinsically inside of us. We've talked quite a bit about listening to the nervous system, listening to the body, paying attention to what your body's doing when you're around certain people, when you're dating, when you're having certain experiences. We've talked about how to clarify what you want, and going within really is one of our best resources to find out how we feel, how we think, what our perception is, what do we really want before going to another source. Another source can be great as supplemental information, but if we can learn to go within first, it's going to be so much more helpful for us, and it helps our brain know who's in charge. Our brains, in order to have a healthy, self-regulated nervous system, a healthy brain that is communicating to our bodies to be strong and to be healthy, it needs to know who's in control. And if we are listening to groupthink and following the advice of others, then we are confusing our brain in terms of who's in charge. And we want our brain to be very clear that we are the ones in control, and this is what we want, and this is how we want. Otherwise, groupthink begins to contribute to our thought processes, and that can contribute to cognitive dissonance. That can cause us to question ourselves and move into self-doubt, and it can even go down into worthlessness and really deep low self-esteem. So, hello, thank you for joining. We are talking about self-empowerment by embracing and activating the new. We're talking about recognizing that we are our own best truth and launching from this place of creating new moment by moment and disconnecting from groupthink. So other things that occur when we're in groupthink, we're influenced by friends, family members, or others who have their own ideas and who are looking through their lens about your life, about our lives. They are sometimes contaminating the picture with their trauma, their drama, their bad experiences. I'll give you an example. I know someone who really wanted to play football when he was in high school, but his older brother had been forced to play football by their parents, and the older brother just hated it. He wanted to be in music. He wanted to play instruments. And so he really hated football, and he pretty much failed miserably because he didn't want to be there. He hated it. But then when my friend wanted to join the football team, his parents refused to do it. They didn't want to invest any money. They didn't want to support him because of the experience of the older son. And it was really unfortunate because the couple, the parents, had this group think mentality about football based on an experience that wasn't relevant to my friend. So we want to watch out for groupthink. It gives our power away, and it can water down your enthusiasm. Have you ever been really excited about something? Maybe you applied for a job, or you applied, for college or grad school, or you wanted to go out for this particular team, something you're excited about, a trip you wanted to take, and you share it with the wrong people and they poop on your parade, and they're just like, why do you want to do that? I don't think you'd be good at that. Why are you doing that? They come up with all this stuff, and the next thing you know, it's wah wah wah. Our joy, our enthusiasm that we had kind of gets watered down, and sometimes people begin to question, second guess, maybe I shouldn't do that, maybe that wasn't a good idea. Has anybody ever had that experience? It's so important that we remain self-referent and that we protect our goals and our dreams and the people we're dating, the people we're interested in. Don't share that information too soon. Keep it, quiet. Keep it sacred. Keep it close to your heart until you know what you really want. If we overshare and if we share too quickly, we can become victims of groupthink, and it can contaminate even our own intentions, okay? Groupthink creates unnecessary paradigms. It creates actions and situations that weren't necessarily a part of your original plan or your original thought process. So when it comes to dating, let's stay self-referent. Let's be guided by ourselves, which I know is difficult because sometimes we haven't had the best experiences in dating. So we're kind of like, I need help navigating this. But that's why we have dating coaches, and that's why we have, therapists and psychologists and all of these different people in our community at Hum Hum to help you navigate the journey so that you are still holding on to your authentic truth as you navigate the dating experience, rather than becoming victim to groupthink of family and friends who, although maybe well-meaning, it's not like they necessarily have your worst in mind. They want what's best for you, but they're looking through their own lens. And even if they're blood, they often do not understand your unique experiences when it comes to love, when it comes to dating, when it comes to intimacy, sex. Oftentimes your friends and family stick their nose in an area that isn't really their business, right? So we need to be very careful allowing people to speak over us, dictate to us, influence who we're dating and how we're doing our love life. So also, groupthink can prevent us from realizing what might be uniquely unfolding for you in your particular situation. So let's say you meet someone that you think is awesome, okay? And they might be the perfect person for you, or at least an amazing human that you're going to date for a while. But if you introduce them too quickly to friends and family, what was beginning to unfold, what was beginning to blossom, what was beginning to grow might die very, very quickly. If your person feels judged or not good enough, or feels like everybody's, encroaching upon them, that can water down and fizzle out something that could have been magical, something that could have been incredible, something that could have been amazing. And it was uniquely designed for you, not the group. It was for you. So be very careful letting your dating experience be a groupthink process. It's not. It's yours. It's your own. Be self-referent. So now that we've talked about groupthink, let's talk about what self-empowerment actually is, since we are embracing the new and we are activating the new in our lives in 2022. Embracing the new, activating the new in 2022. So self-empowerment involves self-study. It's looking at yourself. It's examining yourself. It's self-referent, as I mentioned before. It's where we go within first, as opposed to being object-referent, which is going without, checking in with others first. No, we want to go within first. How do I feel? What is my body language? What is my nervous system doing? What are my thoughts about this? Can I imagine a future with this person? Do I want to date this person? Are they my style? Am I attracted to them? Forget about everybody else and their opinions and what they think, and that's none of their business. Where are you with it? Self-empowerment also equals being self-affirming moment by moment. Self-affirming in the morning, saying an affirmation, I am dynamic. In fact, I invite you to say it, everybody. I know I can't hear you, but if you want to, take a breath and just say, I am dynamic. Take another breath and feel that in your bones, feel that in your blood, feel that in your cells, feel that in your organs. Okay, so it's being self-affirming. I am dynamic. I am electric. I am, beautiful. I am attractive. I am intelligent. I am whatever you want to say. Okay, I am charismatic. Start your days with activating the new energy, the new ideas of who you are. Embody it from the inside out. Let your cells and your organs, your blood and your bones absorb this new energy. Okay, this is self-empowerment. Self-empowerment also involves being self-validating, where you go within and you validate yourself first, even if you're not receiving the adulation from others. So let's say that you did a project for your job, or let's say you ran a marathon, or let's say you accomplished a goal that you think is a big deal. Don't wait for the accolades from others. Give it to yourself first. Say good job to yourself. Give yourself that pat on the back. Enjoy what you are creating with your life moment to moment. That is self-empowerment. Be self-validating. Honor who you are. Honor how you are better and different than you were before. Honor the growth. Show up for yourself. Recognize the areas of maturity and the areas where you are really being kind to yourself. Maybe you weren't kind to yourself in the past. Maybe you were mean. Maybe you were self-critical. Maybe you self-sabotaged. Honor who you are. Validate who you are. Recognize that. Also, self-empowerment is being self-accepting. So regardless of what anybody else does, whether you're single or dating, whether you feel like people see you and really get the unique, beautiful person that you are or not. Learning to accept who you are, know what you are, know who you are, know what you bring to the table, know what your talents are, know what your hobbies are, your creative things. It could be anything. Maybe you make the best brownies in town. Maybe you have really accomplished your fitness goals. Maybe you lost 5 pounds after the holidays. It doesn't matter what it is. If you are doing something with your life, you are magical. Okay? You are magical. Just the fact that you are showing up and you are breathing and trying to be a good person, trying to be a healthier version of yourself, and not to mention embarking on the dating adventure. How brave do you have to be, right? How brave do you have to be to try and date in this day and age when dating can be so wow, crazy, right? So you're part of a conscious community attempting to date, which means you on some level know that you are worthy. On some level you know that you are lovable. On some level you recognize that you have love to give. You have love to share. You have adventures to be had within you. They're just waiting to be birthed with another, right? How exciting is that? So accept yourself, honor yourself, validate yourself. Self-empowerment also includes self-check and course correct. So if we are, let's say we're self-sabotaging, or we're going down the road of, low self-esteem or being self-critical, we find ourselves spiraling down, check ourselves, check yourself. That's self-empowerment. In the moment, stop it. And you can say, cancel, cancel. And then replace the thought. So if something negative starts to infiltrate the brain, you're creating neuropaths that you don't want, stop it, cancel, cancel, reset, brain reset, and then course correct. Say something opposite, say something positive, say something self-affirming, say something self-validating, such as what we said, some of those affirmations. I'm dynamic, I'm beautiful, I'm attractive, I'm electric, I am intelligent, I am kind, I am loving. Whatever words you want to use to affirm yourself, course correct when you find yourself getting off track. That is beautiful self-empowerment, to check yourself when you recognize you're going down a road that is not fruitful, not helpful, not supportive of the beautiful path that you're trying to create for yourself. Check yourself and course correct really, really super quickly. Okay? Also, knowing when boundaries are necessary. This is self-empowerment. Letting yourself dictate when boundaries are necessary. Imposing your own boundaries for your own self-care and your own self-protection as needed. Nobody gets to decide that for you. You decide that for yourself. Be empowered, learning when you want to set strong boundaries, when you want to really tighten those boundaries, and when you want to loosen those boundaries, right? Especially in the dating adventure. When do those boundaries need to come in closer, and when can you loosen them up, both for yourself and others? This is very empowering for you to recognize your own ability to set boundaries when necessary. Also, self-empowerment is where you create experiences that offer meaning, value, joy, peace, and happiness for yourself, independent of whether you are dating someone or not. Giving yourself permission to do those things that light you up and really excite you is self-empowerment. So today we're talking about self-empowerment by embracing and activating the new, right? New in our lives, moment by moment, breath by breath, second by second. And what do we mean by activating the new? Well, activating the new could be a new mindset, a new perspective, a new approach, new energy, new expectations, any number of things. And we apply this new, new perspective, new expectations, new energy, new approach towards the old things, towards the same things, towards similar things, and different experiences. So we're going to apply a new mindset, a new approach, a new perspective towards everything in our life. So for example, maybe you begin to take out the trash, in the morning, whereas maybe you were only taking it out once a week. Maybe you take the trash out every day. That's just a new approach to an old situation. That's a silly example, but I wanted you to understand what I mean. You can apply this newness to old things. You can apply the newness to the same things, similar things, and even brand new, different things. You can apply this new you, this new approach, this new perspective. Now, when we activate the new, sometimes the old doesn't like it. Sometimes the old neuropaths don't like it. Sometimes the old self-sabotaging tendencies don't like it. Sometimes the old inner critical voice doesn't like this new you. Sometimes it's coming from within, and sometimes it's coming from without. It could be family, it could be frenemies, it could be colleagues, it could be anyone, anything. If you activate something new to empower yourself, recognize there may be situations where there's resistance, either from within or from without. Again, if the resistance is coming from within, but whatever you're trying to activate that's new is truly positive and going to support your goals and help you, then say cancel, reset, recode, right then and there. Brain reset. And give yourself permission to launch higher despite what internal resistance you're observing within yourself. Now, if the resistance is coming from without, from external sources, you have a lot of different ways to handle that, but that's why we want to have solid boundaries, because sometimes we need to set boundaries and in a kind, but assertive way, let people know that they don't have permission to infringe on our goals or our path, whatever it is we're doing for ourselves to better ourselves. That is our business. And sometimes frenemies or even well-meaning family or even real friends, who have a sense of entitlement, or they feel that, they can love us, they care about us, but sometimes they overstep boundaries and feel that they have a right to speak into our lives. And so this is why, going back to being self-empowered and staying away from groupthink, this is one of the reasons why we want to disconnect from always going to others first, because it empowers them to believe that they're entitled to speak into our lives even when we haven't given them permission to do it. It's our responsibility to set those boundaries and to be very clear about what people do have the right to influence and what they don't have the right to influence, okay? So let's now talk about how activating the new may look in your daily life. It might be something like you make your bed. Maybe you're a person who doesn't usually make your bed. Maybe you roll out and roll back in at the end of the day. There's a lot of research that shows that people who make their beds first thing in the morning really have a much more successful day. They have more energy. They feel stronger. They feel more alert. They feel more alive. They feel more connected. And there's something about coming home. A lot of us work from home nowadays, but you know, when those of us that do go outside to the workplace, when you come home and you see your bed made, there's a sense of accomplishment at the subconscious level, whether you recognize it or not. It feels better to make your bed in the morning. It also might look like eating healthier, right? New year, new you. And so some of us are choosing to really curtail some of the foods we were eating during the holidays, and we're now back on track, or we're starting a new healthy food regime with moderation. Also, you might exercise more. You might release faster. What do I mean by release faster? Releasing those things that no longer serve you. Those old perspectives, those old paradigms, that inner critical voice shows up and, oh my God, you're doing this, nah, nah, nah. And you're like, shut up. Cancel. I am a new me. It's a new year, new me. You be quiet, inner critical voice. Subconscious, and I've actually said this. Subconscious, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. I don't want to hear it. Be my friend. You can be my cheerleader. You can be my support. Subconscious brain, you can give me ideas that help me be a better version of myself, but the inner critical, the negative, the guilt, the shame, not doing it. Get out of here, kick rocks. And so I invite you to make sure that you release faster. Release heartbreak, release setback, release pain, release sorrow, release grief, release disappointment in yourself, release that job you didn't get, the promotion you didn't get, release the old habits, situations, circumstances, events, toxic people, whatever doesn't serve you, release it quicker, faster, let it go, breathe, give yourself permission to be a new you moment by moment. Self-empowerment by activating and embracing the new. Also, it may look like staying passionate moment by moment, whether you're dating or not, whether you're single or not, staying passionate moment by moment by moment. Breathe, passion, breathe, passion, breathe. Light yourself up with passion. Stay alive, stay connected, stay energized. And so we're talking about, patterns of thought, habits like cycles of behavior, but it all starts in the daily ADLs, activities of daily living, how you're eating, staying hydrated, exercising, getting rest when you need to, keeping toxic relationships at bay, setting boundaries, being true to yourself, being authentic, all the stuff we've been talking about, right? All those things that we talk about in our conscious dating group and we talk about in our hum community. These are the ways that we allow ourselves to activate new moment by moment. These are the ways that we stay empowered. Also, celebrating your work, whether that is the work you do in terms of your profession or career, or the work you've done, the spiritual, energetic, mind reset, healing, mind, body, energy, healing work that you've done, the fact that you meditate, the fact that you do yoga, the fact that you practice mindfulness. Celebrate the work that you've done on yourself, the things that you create, the things you are creating with your life, by reclaiming yourself, honoring yourself, validating yourself, accepting who you are, checking yourself when you need to, and course correcting when you need to, by being self-referent and self-affirming. This helps you realign yourself moment by moment to self-empowerment. It also helps you stay out of groupthink, because when you are aligned with the truth of who you are and you're being self-referent, you're going within and honoring your authenticity, there's less need to get advice from the group, okay? There's less need for that. There's less need to be influenced by them, because there's less insecurity. There's less uncertainty. When you go within and you are practicing self-validation and self-acceptance and setting those firm boundaries and checking yourself when you need to and course correcting when you need to and being kind and celebrating all that you are creating with your life, all that you bring into the world, all that you show up, you realign and you remain grounded. And I encourage you to do all of this. Reclaim yourself, realign moment by moment, and remain grounded with breath. I invite you, encourage you, moment by moment, take those deep breaths. And in that new unit of time, remember who you are now. New unit of time. Maybe a few moments ago you forgot who you were and you were spiraling down with anxiety and stress and fear and depression, and they don't like me and I'm never going to find a true love and all the cancel, breathe, deep breath. And in this new unit of time, give yourself permission to activate a new you through self-acceptance, self-love, self-value, self-validation, self-affirmation. So one of my clients that I work with was the first person I've ever heard say this, but I've heard it now a few times, and that is, not my circus, not my monkeys. And I've also got a mentor that says, care, but not that much. And I want to invite all of us as we embrace self-empowerment in this new year. Let's keep our minds peaceful and free from drama. Let's try and stay out of toxic conversations, toxic, dramatic things, energies, people, situations, places, things that have nothing to do with us. Those things that dysregulate us, those things that discombobulate us, those things that take us off track, those things that prevent us from continuing to do our ADLs, activities of daily living. Anything that disrupts our process, it disrupts our growth, it disrupts our goals, our choice to be the best version of ourselves. Anything that disrupts your authenticity, your peace of mind, let's let that stuff go. Let's release that quickly. That's what I mean when I say release faster. Let's breathe, let's release, let's set boundaries. Let's recognize it's not our monkeys, not our circus. We care, we have empathy, we care, we're high conscious people, we're a high conscious community, we help where we can, we show up where we can, but we got to show up for ourselves first. We know that now. We know we have to love ourselves first. We know we have to validate. We know we have to practice really wonderful self-care. Otherwise, we're going to spiral down and we're going to be subject to the opinions of others and the actions of others. We are moving into self-empowerment by being self-referent and really owning who we are and what works for us, independent of what other people choose to do with our lives. And that includes letting them have their drama, but not letting it infiltrate our team, our system. And when I say our team, I mean cells, organs, blood, bones, nervous system, the whole team, the brain, the body. Don't let anybody infiltrate your team. All right. So as we are embracing the new, as we are activating the new as a radical act of self-empowerment, let's focus on these things. What is joyful in your life? What is helpful? What is aligned for you? What is appropriate for you now? Okay? Let's let go of what is no longer aligned and what's no longer appropriate. Maybe some things you were just doing a couple of weeks ago. Maybe some things you were just doing yesterday. Maybe something you did an hour ago. If it's no longer helpful, no longer aligned, no longer useful, let it go. Let's focus on what lights you up. What lights you up? What brings passion into your life? What makes you feel good about yourself, whether you're dating or not? Whether you're single or, in partnership. What makes you feel good about yourself? What's passionate? What's in your life that you can begin to create and stir up and draw from? When you go within as a self-referent person, what energy can you create and cultivate within your own self that lights you up? You can also, as it pertains to dating, focus on past dates that were fun, even if you're no longer dating this person. If you did have pleasant experiences in love and dating and intimacy, you can reflect on those things. We don't want to reflect on the negative or the things that were painful or uncomfortable, but if you had fun, if you enjoyed spending time and sharing energy with another, that's a wonderful energy and idea to bring into any experience of your life. And even when you go on first dates or you're, in the process of getting to know somebody, think about dates, or if not dates, experiences with friends or experiences with family. It could be traveling, anything you did. It could be sports. It could be anything that you've done that was fun. Really think about it. Breathe. Really think about it for about 30 seconds. Think about that passionate, exciting thing. Think about it, think about it, think about it. And then say something like, I'm dynamic. I'm beautiful. I am ready. And then go on your date. Launch from this beautiful space where you've cultivated your own energy, finessing your own energy of passion and excitement. And we often draw from things. Now, this is an example of where reflecting on the past can be good, right? It is a new year, new you. But if we have some really wonderful experiences in our quote unquote past, we can draw from those things and we can extract the energy from those pleasant past, passionate, exciting, lovely, beautiful experiences that brought us peace and joy and love and happiness, and we can absorb those in our now, so that in a new unit of time, we are extracting from the past what's useful, incorporating it in our now, launching with self-empowerment, self-love, self-victory, right? Self-validation, self-mastery, by embracing and activating the new moment by moment. Also, we can focus on maybe past dinners or travel with family, anything that was positive, anything that made you feel lucky, alive, blessed, peaceful, intelligent, anything that made you feel compassionate, anything that made you feel kind, anything that made you feel loved and valued. And of course, what we want to do is give that to ourselves, right? We want to learn how to love ourselves so much that we're just so full, whether we're dating or not, whether we're single or in partnership. Hi, everyone. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the waves. Much love to you. So let's light ourselves up. Let's find those things that we are passionate about. Let's find those things that bring us joy. Let's be self-referent. Let's go within. Okay, let's disconnect from the group think. Let's set those firm boundaries. Let's release those people, places, things, situations, circumstances that cause drama. Let's maintain our peace. Let's hold our peace. Let's cultivate our peace from within by being self-affirming, self-validating, honoring all that we are doing to be the best version of ourselves, checking ourselves, course correcting as necessary, letting go of what no longer serves, releasing faster, breathing, meditating, releasing faster, right? Showing up as the best version of ourselves. If something comes into our energy field or into our mind, whether it's your own inner critical voice or an external critical voice, we know that critical voice doesn't serve. Feeling bad about ourselves doesn't serve. Having low self-esteem or feeling low self-worth doesn't serve. So being diligent, remember I talked about ADLs, activities of daily living, honoring yourself with a routine that works for you. And it's not just eating, that's important. Eating, hydrating, getting rest, physical fitness, all very important. But it's also self-affirmations, meditation, contemplating, being within your own thoughts, honoring who you are, cultivating peace within, right? Being peaceful within, releasing drama, setting boundaries, letting people go, letting toxic situations go that no longer serve. Exercising the courage to do that. Those are part of your ADLs. And so lock into the positive feelings, okay? Not the actual experience, because, so like I was saying, you can think about dates from the past that were really positive before you go on a current date. We're not locking into the person, because obviously we're not dating them anymore, right? Or maybe you are dating them. Maybe you're dating multiple people. But if in the moment We're not locking into the person that we were dating. We're locking into the experience that lit us up. So think about, for those of you that like roller coasters, think about when you go on the roller coaster and just the sensation. It's the before, it's the during, and it's the after with the roller coaster, right? It's the anticipation before, it's the sensation when you like maybe drop, and then after the roller coaster is over and you're off of it and you're like, discombobulated and you're like, that was awesome. Think about all that. Look at the passion of that, the anticipation, the sensation of the moment, and then the afterglow where you still feel it. You're still in the energy of it, right? That's what I'm talking about. When you've had experiences like that, whether it was dating or travel or excursions or meditation or aha moments, whatever has lit you up and brought that kind of joy, passion into your life, take that into your moments now. Activating new, embracing new, remaining self-empowered by reflecting on those energies, those experiences, those dynamics, those perspectives, those paradigms that brought you incredible joy. And if you don't have anything to draw from your past, then just know in a new unit of time, you can reclaim your ability to create beautiful, meaningful experiences that add value to your life now. You can recode, you can recreate yourself, you can reinvent yourself, you can reset the brain moment by moment. Just know that if you feel dysregulated or you feel alone, you feel lonely, you feel discouraged, you don't feel like you've had a lot of experiences that lit your world up, in a new unit of time, you can just take a nice deep breath. And you can say, brain reset. I choose to recode. I choose to reclaim all my creativity. I choose to create value and a life that has meaning. I give myself permission to activate passion and all that lights me up. And I give myself permission to be true to myself every step of the way, moment by moment. This is who I am. This is what I choose. And so it is, right? So if you don't have anything that you can reflect on from the past, you can create it now. Self-empower by activating the new and embracing the new now, moments by moment. And by what I'd like to do before I let you go today is just talk to you really quickly about the subconscious, okay? So the subconscious is either our best friend or our worst enemy, depending on how we've programmed it. So our experiences, our life experiences have programmed the subconscious to either be very positive and upbeat and supportive, like a cheerleader, your own personal cheerleader, or it has been programmed to tear us down, okay? And be mean and be unkind. We all have an inner mean person existing inside of us, unfortunately, and that part of us will be mean. You can call it shadow, you can call it the dark side, you can call it the negative subconscious. There's lots of different names for it, but until you make it your friend, it sometimes will not be so kind and not be so nice. The goal is to make it our friend. While we're in the process of healing and honoring ourselves and loving ourselves first and becoming more congruent and more aligned with our truth, there are some little tricks to get the subconscious to be our friend, and I call it tricking the subconscious. We trick the subconscious with sensation, passion, and excitement, okay? Your subconscious, I don't care how negative it's been programmed or how wired it is to be negative, if you bring in sensation, like that roller coaster, anticipation, the sensation of the moment, and then the afterglow of just basking in the energy of what just happened. If you bring in sensation, obviously sensations you like, passion, okay, excitement, bliss, joy, if you embody that, if you bring that into your experience on a day-to-day basis, then you're activating the new and you will remain self-empowered, and it will help you to be less inclined to endorse groupthink, which is what we were talking about at the beginning of this talk. We want to be self-referent and we want to go within. Now, I gave you the example of the roller coaster, right? Which is so fun for those of you that like roller coasters. But it doesn't have to be an intense, adrenaline experience. For me, I get that bliss, joy, and excitement in meditation when I am literally just quiet and embodying all that I am with all of creation and all of nature. I get a rush that is like, I can't even explain how it's peaceful, but it's also a rush. It's a very peaceful rush. Like, I guess, like a river, like a refreshing waterfall. It's so invigorating. So whatever works for you, whatever allows you to capture that passionate experience, that sensation, that excitement, that joy, bring that in to your field, bring that into your consciousness, bring that into your perspective. Allow that to be your dynamic moment by moment, and know that as you're doing that, you are staying self-empowered. So that is what I wanted to share with all of you today. Thank you so much for being present. I just love the Hum Hum community. I honor all of you. I'm so grateful to be a part of this community. I'm wishing all of you just a continued blessed, happy, enlightening new year where you really love yourself first and recognize how valuable you are moment by moment, whether in romantic partnership or whether single. Your high conscious, high vibe approach to dating assures you that you will, when it's aligned, meet a match for your unique, beautiful soul. So thank you, dear hearts. If you are interested in participating in the Conscious State group tomorrow with Alexandra and myself, please go to the Hum Hum website. Feel free to join. We offer this particular group on a donation basis, and Alexandra also offers a 20-minute yoga meditation 20 minutes before our group, which will start at 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time and 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So wishing you many, many blessings, lots of love and light. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye.